FG insists on ending 200 billion naira solar panel imports. CBEX, Nigerian losses 1.3 trillion naira as digital trading platform crashes. Tinubu declares national emergency on food security. LG autonomy, court to hear ALGON suits against federal state government over failure to comply with Supreme Court judgment. Nigerian farmers count multi-billion naira losses as tomato scarcity looms after pest attacks. IPOB cautions Southeast leaders against mobilizing youths for Nigerian army recruitment, says NNPCL, CBN jobs better. Summary of the news. FG insists on ending 200 billion naira solar panel imports. The federal government of Nigeria is pushing to stop the importation of photovoltaic PV solar panels, which has cost the country over 200 billion naira so far. At a roundtable in Lagos, Abba Aliyu, head of the Rural Electrification Agency (REA), emphasized the need to domesticate renewable energy equipment production, with Lagos expected to lead this initiative. Efforts are already underway, including the expansion of a PV panel plant in Ikutu, Lagos, from 10 megawatts to 110 megawatts, and a planned $150 million lithium battery assembly plant in collaboration with Greenworld. The Minister of Science and Technology also expressed support for local solar panel manufacturing and the potential import ban. However, the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria (REAN) cautioned against banning imports prematurely, warning it could hurt the growing solar sector, which many Nigerians rely on for power due to limited grid access. CBEX, Nigerians losses 1.3 trillion naira as digital trading platform crashes. A digital asset trading platform called CBEX allegedly defrauded Nigerian investors of over 1.3 trillion naira. The platform, which was unregistered with the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission (SEC), crashed on Monday, wiping investors' wallets and locking Telegram channels. Withdrawals were postponed, and users were bizarrely offered payouts of $2,000 for $200 verification and $1,000 for $100 verification. Cryptocurrency expert Taiwo Awolabi explained that the total stolen funds in USDT are around $847 million and could rise. He noted that CBEX used fake AI trading and manipulated digital wallets to display fake profits, while actually moving real deposits through TRX, converting them to USDT and Ethereum. Nigerians on social media, especially X, formerly Twitter, expressed anger and frustration, calling out gullibility and warning against platforms promising unrealistic returns like 100% return on investment in 1 month. This incident follows a recent SEC warning reminding the public that operating or investing in unregistered forex and crypto platforms is now a punishable offense under the ISA 2025 Act. Tinubu declares national emergency on food security. President Bola Tinubu declared a national emergency on food security, emphasizing the need for improved irrigation infrastructure and water resource management. Speaking at the 6th African Regional Conference on Irrigation and Drainage in Abuja through a representative, Tinubu called for innovative strategies to tackle irrigation challenges in Africa. Key highlights: Nigeria has over 3.1 million hectares of irrigable land, primarily around the Niger and Benue rivers. The trimming project Transformation Irrigation Management in Nigeria has achieved major milestones, including completing several irrigation schemes. The new Spine project, Sustainable Power and Irrigation for Nigeria, in partnership with the World Bank, aims to build on trimming's progress. 133,000 plus hectares have been developed by river basin authorities, with efforts underway to attract private sector investment. Food risk management and climate adaptation are key concerns, especially with shrinking farming seasons. Other speakers, including ministers and international representatives, stressed the importance of empowering youths and women, involving subnational governments, and using innovation to address climate and food security challenges. The conference runs until April 17, featuring policy dialogues and site visits. LG autonomy, court to hear ALGON suit against federal state government over failure to comply with Supreme Court judgment. The Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned a case filed by the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria (ALGON) against the federal and state governments to May 29, 2025 due to the court not sitting. ALGON suit follows the Supreme Court July 11, 2024 judgment granting financial autonomy to local governments, which ALGON claims state governments have not implemented. The suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/353/2025 targets several federal and state entities including the AGF, Finance Ministry, Central Bank, FAAC, and commercial banks. ALGON demands that local councils be represented in FAAC meetings and that no funds be disbursed to LGAs without their approval, citing the Supreme Court ruling. Defendants argue ALGONs lack legal standing and that the law does not mandate LGA representation in FAAC. The CBN and other defendants have filed objections asserting the court lacks jurisdiction and that ALGON was not a party to the Supreme Court decision. ALGON insists on its legal status as an incorporated body since 2002 to defend local government autonomy. Nigerian farmers count multi-billion naira losses as tomato scarcity looms after pest attacks. The Tomato Growers Association of Nigeria has warned of an imminent tomato shortage and price surge due to a severe infestation by the pest Tuta absoluta. The outbreak, which began in March, has devastated tomato farms, especially in northern states like Kano, Jigawa, and Bauchi. Thousands of farmers have suffered major losses, with some losing crops worth over 20 billion naira in Kano alone. The pest, resistant to most pesticides and thriving in hot climates, has destroyed entire farms within days, leaving the market with scarce and poor quality tomatoes. Farmers are calling for urgent government intervention to prevent further damage. IPOB cautions Southeast leaders against mobilizing youths for Nigerian army recruitment, says NNPCL, CBN jobs better. IPOB has warned Southeast leaders not to support Nigerian army recruitment efforts targeting Igbo youths. The group accused the army of secretly meeting with local leaders to promote enlistment under deceptive motives. IPOB claims the government aims to use Southeast youth as sacrificial lambs in conflicts, especially in the insurgency-plagued north, while favoring northern recruits overall. The group questioned the fairness and sincerity of the recruitment strategy, citing past injustices against the Igbo and lack of support for fallen soldiers' families. They allege that Southeast soldiers killed in action are often unacknowledged and that military operations in the region are aimed at population control. IPOB condemned attempts to involve Igbo youths in ECOWAS military initiatives in the Sahel and sarcastically suggested the army recruits from mass graves or among detained Igbo youths. They vowed to hold accountable anyone who supports Igbo enlistment and denounce what they perceive as a broader agenda to reduce the Southeast population. Follow for more. April 15, 2025.